Hello. We're just setting up, just getting my microphone. 1 minute. Hello, Oscar. Hello, Oski. Right. 1 sec, guys. Sorry about this. I knew I'd forgotten something. Hold on, Oscar. I'm just going to set up my microphone. There's so much going on tonight, folks, with the news, so I've jumped on early. I'm just going to pop this on. Just give me a moment. I'm just going to mute myself a sec. Right, okay, I'm here now. Oscar wants some long story. He wants some guinea pig food. I think this is a guinea pig. Hello, everybody. Hi. Sorry about that. I was set up early because of all the stuff that's going on. So I just need to message Al and just let him know that Oscar's asking. Okay. Now, you may have heard or you may not have about Dan Wooton. Right, okay, I've done that. You may have heard or you may not, but Dan Wooton has been suspended from GB News. There's loads of things going on today. And we're going to look at the clip that caused this controversy that I can't say. And then I want to get your take on it. Now, I did see, right, I've seen this clip, okay? And it wasn't in great taste. I don't believe that Dan did anything wrong in it. Lawrence Fox is a bit of a live wire. If you know what I'm talking about, we're going to look at this in a minute. Lawrence Fox, okay, I agree with most of what he says. He's an actor. We don't know who he is. We're going to have a look in a moment. I agree with a lot of what he says, not all, and I agree that he has a right to say it. But he smokes on television on the news shows. I don't like that, okay? What was hurtful? Sorry, I'm just going to catch up with chat. Just give me a sec. Yeah, it's the fact that does he have the right to say it? You know, what's upset you, Melissa? Right, Jane. Is Jane here? I need somebody banned instantly when they come in, if they come in. What he said to her. I caught bits of it, and that was out of order. And I believe that Lawrence Fox, right, shouldn't have his own show purely because he isn't a very good presenter. He's all over the place. He likes to drink. He likes to drink. I as a guest, I think he should be on. But I've always said to Al, I feel uncomfortable when he's presenting. He's not a very good presenter, is he? Let's just admit it. He's an actor. And I do agree with a lot of what he says, not all, but a lot of it. And I agree with he has the right to say it. Now, he may have offended somebody and he should apologise for that. But how is it Dan Wooton's fault when it happened on his show? Because he actually did half apologise at the time. There's something weird about this whole situation. So we're going to get into it. Do I believe that he should be banned from appearing on television? No. There's been calls on social media for him to be cancelled everywhere. Now, you know that investigator, that what's his name? That Martin, do you know which one I'm on about? The one who exposed Jimmy Savile, he says he did. He's calling for him to be cancelled. No, she's not here yet. Hold on. Hang on a minute. Let me just tell Jane. So we're going to have a look at that. We've also got the story that's been happening in the Irish Sea, where there's been a ferry, right? You could have made some of these news stories today. It was revealed this morning. There's been a ferry in the Irish Sea that has been carrying the Amazon man's here, that has been carrying millions of pounds street worth of coke and all these drugs. And the Irish guard, and whatever they use there, the police and their version of the FBI, have actually like parachuted in Some of the things that I'm hearing about is just insane. So I think that we're going to cover that as well. So there's quite a few stories going on at the moment. So we're going to get straight into it. I'm not going to I'm not going to expand too much on my community post, but I am going to say that I was quite shocked today. A certain person, mentioning no names because I won't do that, and as long as they go away, tried to play games with me, and I'm very, very disappointed. I really, really am. I'm very disappointed. You just don't know anyone, do you? I literally, you just don't know anybody, and this person really, really shocked me. They tried to set me up, it failed, and I've just said please leave. So anyway, so let's hope they don't come in. If they do come in, they will be immediately banned. Right. So let's get on to the first story. How are we all doing anyway? Yeah, it was actually somebody who was a regular as well. We've been going for 7 minutes. We've got 129 people here. We went a bit earlier today. So let's get first into this now. We're going to get into the Dan Wooton story. A world has gone nuts. And it's a shame, you know. It looks like I'm going to have to clear my whole mod list again and start again, because people just keep on doing these things. But there you go. Okay, so we're going to get this clip up. We're going to get this clip up about Dan Wooton, and then we're going to see what happened, okay? And with Lawrence Fox. Now, most of you will know who Lawrence Fox is, but we do have Americans here and Canadians and you know, others who might not know who Lawrence Fox is, but he's an actor, and he got cancelled by the left because of his views. Now, he's got his own show on GB News, but the issue we've got is that he's a bit of a live wire, and he's very gobby. And he likes to drink. And he got quite gobby on Dan Wooton's show last night. Now, he said this journalist, he was giving his opinion on a journalist who has said some quite nasty things about him. But what he said was unnecessary. I don't think he should have said what he did. And I think that probably like a couple of weeks suspension for him. 44 likes, by the way. Please hit the like if you like the content, or the dislike. I'm so glad you're here, Jane, but you don't have to be. We had the storm hit, but nothing major. Nothing major. I don't see why Dan Wooton's been suspended. I don't get that. All right. I really don't get that. So what we're going to do, we're going to see what he said. We're going to get some context as well first. So let me just see if I can get the original clip, because from GB News, they're showing all they're doing is I want to see the actual GB News version. I don't want to see it on the Telegraph and the, you know, just put today. Okay, let's get this up now. Now, the woman that he was talking about is horrible, right? You know, from what I've been told, she isn't very nice. But is it right to say it? And I don't agree with what he said. I think it was out of order. But again, where do we stop with this cancel culture? It's just going to go on and on and on until nobody can say absolutely anything without offending somebody. So he's now been suspended. Dan Wooton has been normally be on tonight's show. So we're going to get this up now. I'm just going to grab this. Sorry. I was planning to do this a bit later, but because of all the stuff that was going on, I thought we'd jump on early. So this is the first story tonight. Now, GB News has since apologised. Welcoming everybody. YouTube has been getting rid of people left and right. Yeah, it had. Didn't Tiffany have a wrench, or was that on the Curious Bunny? Can you just check that's Tiffany, Jane? Because my phone's not working. Yeah, it is. Okay, it was on the Curious Bunny, wasn't it? Right, hang on. I've got no internet. My 4G is not working, and my Wi-Fi I'm using my laptop for. So I wish Jane could do this. Give wrenches out. Right then, let's just do that. Right, okay. Right, sorted, Tiff. Okay, now welcome in everybody. Thank you, Jane. YouTube Streamer News. This is an awesome channel. I love this channel. Right, they are so awesome. If you don't watch the drama, then don't. But if you want to see some really funny stuff, there's some real right weirdos on YouTube. He just sort of like he gives a daily rundown of all the weirdos on YouTube, and it's actually very comical. I'm now very skeptical about all this going on with Dan. I think it's a cover up. There's something going on, I agree. Now, they're trying to get rid of Dan Wooton. They're accusing him of being a blackmailer without any actual investigation again. It just seems to me like it's cancel culture again. But what we're going to do now, we're going to have a look at this. So this happened last night at 9 p.m. on Dan Wooton. Now, Lawrence Fox here, he's often on the show. And he's got his own show on a weekend. But to be fair, I'm not being nasty, but he is often drunk and he smokes fags as well. I find that really bizarre on TV. It's like just so like 50 years ago.
We're past the watershed, so I can say this. Show me a single self-respecting man. We're past the watershed, so I can say this.
We're past the watershed. Okay, so basically, it was about this female reporter who is a lefty, and Dan didn't agree with her and he didn't agree with her. But what he says is, to me, is not acceptable. But let's listen to what he actually said. Beyond the watershed doesn't exist anymore as such, but people still refer to after 9 p.m. as after the watershed. It means that, you know, you can say a bit more stuff, but you still can't really go around saying what he said. Here we go.
Show me a single self-respecting man that would like to climb into bed with that woman ever.
Look how
he wasn't an incel. He wasn't a cucked little incel. That little woman has been fed, spoon-fed oppression day after day after day after day, starting with the lie of the gender wage gap. And she sat there and I'm going like, if I met you in a bar and that was like sentence 3, chances of me just walking away.
So let's just look at Dan's face. Dan is dying. And Dan is the one that has had he has been suspended. Lawrence fed text messages that they were laughing about it after. Really? Now, I've heard that he was on Twitter all night, YouTube Streamer News. You should cover this because you do, honestly, your content. I know that you do some funny stuff. You do some of the stuff that you do. I'm literally in tears. And also Tyrone as well and Vinny. But honestly, I feel like you should do some of this as well. Hello, Steelic. Hello, Blackjack. Hello, Lulu. Hello, beautiful Jane. Beautiful Heidi. Jules. Beautiful Jules. Mary Lady. Hello, everyone. Space Cat. I want to say thank you to Janet for sending over 3 carrots for the bunnies. That's so kind. Welcome, Angela, Debbie. Who's transgender? Neo, Andrea. Everybody, welcome in. Beautiful Kate. I've missed you. I will get back to you in shortly. Free speech, Nanny, Wills. So I feel quite uncomfortable for Dan. We're going to keep watching this. So he has literally been, Dan has been suspended for this, right? Rob W has just popped in. He's left an interesting comment before we continue. He is right. She's lucky it was not on that show. If this is what it is about, then I'll be locked up. It is bollocks. Stop being sloppy twats. Yeah, the thing is, Lawrence Fox is talking here, right? And I'm probably going to upset some people now. He's talking here like he's talking with his mate down the pub. Now, one thing I do want to say about Lawrence Fox is he came from the background of the entertainment industry. And I know a lot of people like him, but you know what I think genuinely, and I know I'm probably going to piss people off, but that, you know, I'm sure we can agree to disagree. I think Lawrence Fox is part of it. I've said this before. Have you noticed when the Reform Party and the Brexit Party started doing well, he created the Reclaim Party. Now, if he really, really cared, some female journalist, Mary, if he really cared about this country, he would join forces with all of the centre-right to right parties like the Heritage Party, like Reform, and they not the even like Britain First. I don't agree with what they do now, but they are actually a political party. They're actually on the ballot paper. They're no longer like a fringe party. But what they do now is like e-begging and stuff, which I don't agree with. So forget them. But if Lawrence Fox give a damn about what he's doing, he would join up all together. That's what I believe. And I think that he's doing this on purpose. And I think he's trying to bring down GB News from within. I really, really do. It's just nobody is that sloppy. So let's continue. So people that are saying, who's he talking about? It was a female journalist. Apparently, she's a left-wing journalist, commentator, whatever you want to call them these days. And she shrugged off male suicide crisis. And the male suicide crisis is massive. People don't talk about this. Honestly, the most suicides, I don't know about the rest of the world, but in this country, the most suicides are young males. And it is an epidemic. It is a mental health epidemic. And as usual, men, especially straight males, they just get they're treated with disdain. They get no support, and no one gives a shit about them. No one's prancing around in the streets supporting them. No one's doing all these fates and getting money for them. And I could see why he's angry. He's angry. But I personally believe that he has had a drink and he's saying what he wants to say, or he's trying to destroy GB News from within. He did come from the BBC. I don't trust him. But anyway, let's continue. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Andrea, I remember you telling me. Yeah, this must be very difficult, actually, Andrea. You might want to just mute a minute. I just don't want to upset you. Hello, Ted. Hello, everybody. So we're going to continue. I'm going to start it again. Now you've got a little bit more context. So they're discussing this woman. All right. Ted, I'm sorry that happened to you, mate. You've been through a lot. I know we've spoken privately, which I'd never repeat. Hello, Dalton. Who's Dalton? They changed their name. I don't know who they are. I would never repeat that, Ted, but you've told me some stuff in confidence and you've been through a lot, mate. Honestly, Ted is one of the strongest people I know. Honestly, he's a great dad and he works his ass off and he's a really, really good guy. And it's a shame, but a big respect to you, Ted, mate. All right. Right, let's listen to it again. So he's annoyed. Lawrence Fox is annoyed. I get that, right? But let's just hear what he says next.
Pass the watershed so I can say this. Show me a single self-respecting man that would like to climb into bed with that woman ever, who wasn't an incel, who wasn't a cucked little incel. That little woman has been fed, spoon-fed oppression day after day after day after day, starting with the lie of the gender wage gap. And she sat there and I'm going like, if I met you in a bar and that was like sentence 3, chances of me just walking away are just huge. We need powerful, strong, amazing women who make great points for themselves. We don't need these sort of feminist 4.0. They're pathetic and embarrassing. Who'd want to shag that?
Wow.
Oh, Lawrence. Well, look, she.
Sorry,
I'm just going to provide a touch of balance from her because she did actually respond to this earlier today, saying that she regretted her comments, but she didn't apologize. Yes. So there you go. And she's a very beautiful woman, Lawrence. Very beautiful woman. There you go. Although I'm probably not.
So there you go. Now he's obviously really, really wound up, right? Lawrence Fox is clearly, although I think the storm's finally here. Lawrence Fox is clearly and understandably really, really wound up. Especially we don't know his history. We don't know whether someone close to him has committed suicide. So we have to try and be empathic and understand why he's so mad. Hello, Ghost. How you doing, mate? Hello, Jojo. Hello, Peaky. Hello, Sky. So we have to try and get into this. Personally, I want to know why he's so passionate. You know, is something triggered him to try and understand why he said that. But what has her looks, hello, Shona Love, got to do with anything? He did fuck up Skip Donahue, but I do think that he probably, the way that he acts on TV, I don't know whether you've noticed, but the way that he acts, he's drunk. I've seen him on I've seen him before doing a show on holiday, not doing a show as a guest. I've actually seen him as a guest on holiday somewhere, living it up large somewhere, drink in hand, a fag in the other hand is a cigarette if you're not in the UK, a fag in the other hand, and he's being interviewed like he's just down the pub, and it's like, am I actually seeing this correctly? But what I don't get is, why has Dan Wooton been suspended now? Surely the people who have got him on air, they should be the ones to pull the plug. Hello, Rose. This is what I don't get. That surely the people who never pulled the plug or pressed the off button or did cut him off, if anyone should be suspended, it's them. Why is Dan Wooton being suspended? I suspect there's something going on here. And I might be wrong, but I have suspicion about Lawrence Fox, and I've always had this. He's very much a lefty that suddenly went righty. And it's like Russell Brand, he's another one. He was always a lefty. And now all of a sudden he's turned into this truther thing, you know? It's like, you've got to watch when people just keep on changing. But, you know, I know a lot of people don't like GB News, and I understand that, but I personally do like GB News, because even if it is controlled opposition, it's a way in. You get, I'll say to people that let's just say you've got people, right, who are watching BBC. My mother-in-law watches BBC News, right? If I can get her onto GB News, she's going to start questioning things. And then once you get her into that, then she might start, you know, this is how we get people in. Like what Alex Jones did. Alex Jones did, you know, yeah, he's a shill. I know people don't agree, but he is. Come on, look at his wife, right? But he got people in there, and that's what is good about it. Now, I genuinely believe that GB News is coming from a good place. I know people will disagree. That's fine. But at the end of the day, whether they are or not, at least they're talking about things that other channels aren't talking about. So it's a difficult one. But I think that personally, Lawrence Fox should be suspended for what he said. I don't get why Dan Wooton's been suspended. I think that's pretty bad. And I'm hoping that this can be sorted out. If Dan Wooton gets cancelled now over that, then we know there's bigger things at play. And the thing is probably he's one of their most popular presenters. So, you know, they're going to lose viewers over it. Is this the downfall of GB News? Watch this space, folks. Right then, so that's the big story that was breaking. But we've also got this as well. Now, again, there's quite a few crazy stories. But this has happened, and this is just horrendous. This is lawless Britain yet again. This is in London. Our country is an absolute farce. And people going about guns. We can't have guns. So our young people go around stabbing everybody. Instead, you couldn't make this shit up. They're going around stabbing everybody. It's absolutely just vile. And then they go on about people, we shouldn't have guns. Well, put it this way, if we had guns, then they wouldn't be going around stabbing everybody, would they? So this is a 15-year-old girl, and this is heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. And this is lawless Britain, and this is under this so-called Conservative Party. 13 years and we've had like 8 of it on their own a few years with the Lib Dems. It's bad. It's really bad. So a schoolgirl has been stabbed to death on a bus after intervening in a fight between a pal and her ex. 15. It says she was a pupil at Old Palace of John Whitgift School. Strange name. She died after she was knifed in the neck on the number 60 double-decker bus in Croydon. Now, Croydon is a really hot spot for crime. On the bus, on the way home from school, you get knifed. It goes on. It's understood the victim was attempting to intervene in an argument between her mate and the mate's ex-boyfriend. So they were having a bit of a ding-dong, and she tried to help, and she got stabbed in the neck. I'm just going to put the link in if you want to watch this story. Yeah, this is the news show, guys. If you're coming in, we're just going to be going through some stories in the news. The boy attempted to hand the girl the flowers to say sorry or whatever. The girl was handing a bag of his belongings, and a bit of a, 15-year-old lover's tiff. The girl was stabbed at around 8:30, it would have been this morning, and died at the scene at 9:21, shortly before her parents arrived to say their final goodbye. A note read, "Special girl Princess was seen being examined by forensic officers at the scene, along with blood-stained red roses." So it seems to me that they've put the roses there by the killer, because if the girl was handing back the flowers and then someone's put blood-stained red roses at the scene. A 17-year-old boy believed to be known to the victim was arrested in New Addington and remains in custody. And witnesses have since revealed devastating details of the bloody stabbing. Locals told her they saw the bus driver covered in blood as he tried to save the young woman. What is our country coming to? Well, what has it come to? If you think about what our country used to be like just 30, 40 years ago, and now it's just an absolute shithole. It literally has become a third world country. It's become a gangster's paradise. And it's just horrible. It's just really, really, really horrible. So anyway, let's continue. We've got 174 people. Please hit the like or the dislike. 15 years old. I just find that absolutely just horrific. I can't even imagine what those poor parents must be going through. Your kids aren't safe. Now, I remember when I was a kid, right? It was scary on the school bus then, because there'd be kids everywhere. There'd be fights, and you'd get the druggies at the back. The smokers at the back. I'm going back to the early 90s, and it wasn't great then. But now, you can't even, you could get killed. Take me back to the 90s, but the 90s weren't great. There was still I used to hate getting on the school bus. I did, because you'd get knocked over and whatever. But compared to what this is now, it's horrific. Grim Reaper's coming. Big up the Grim Reaper Network. Great guy. He fights trolls. He defends good people. We want to get more support for Grim. He's got a website as well. With storms blowing now, it's very, very, very blowy outside. As someone here in the UK, I believe we should have the right to protect our rights. I agree. It is not the weapon which kills people. If we had guns, we can protect ourselves. Exactly. I totally agree. If we had guns, people wouldn't be going around stabbing people, would they? They take the guns away, they stab people. And they even did this really stupid, pathetic. Hello, Pete. Hello, Carol. Hello, Stiffelpulip. Hello, April. Hello, Wondra. They even did this really, really stupid a few years ago, this amnesty, where you could hand in your knives without any comeback. You could go in there and you could hand them in and say, right, I give up my knife and I want to be a goodie now. And you won't get sued. You won't get arrested if you hand in this massive machete. It's like a little chance to go into this little box at the police station. And they said that was going to clear all these knives off the street and sort it out. Well, it didn't, clearly. So that's that one. Another horrible story. Unfortunately, there's been so much going on today. We're having to see all this horrible news, so I apologise. But yeah, this is another horrible one. We do need guns. We do need guns. I've been saying this for years. The thing is, we've got a right to have guns, but Parliament take it away because it suits them. Okay, we've got 174 people watching. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. Please hit the like or the dislike. I appreciate that. Right. Okay. Next story. Warped parents. Sick. This is another really sick one. Okay. This might be quite disturbing for some people, but just yeah, what's the world coming to? Okay, there's the link for that one. A warped parent. Sick mom starves her baby son to death after following a raw food blogger husband's order that son should have sunshine, not food. You couldn't make this up. Now, is this a case of the husband is that controlling that he has forced the mother to do this through? But even so, if I was married and my husband said to me, starve the baby, you wouldn't. So even if she's under complete coercive control, unless she's under some sort of MK Ultra control, then, you know. But anyway, a cruel mother has been convicted of starving her son to death after following her twisted husband's beliefs that baby should live on sunshine. Newborn Cosmos died from pneumonia and emaciation after Oksana Mironova, 33. It's always that number, isn't it? And her husband, Maxim Lytuyi, 43, failed to properly feed the infant. What are we coming to when parents don't even feed their children now? It goes on. The couple are facing separate trials. Oksana admitted her guilt and repented over the death of her son, who was less than 1 month old. This was in Russia. She was sentenced to 2 years correctional labour after being convicted of neglecting the child and failing in her maternal duties. Raw food blogger Maxim is facing a separate trial as he is accused of torturing. So it seems to me that she was completely brainwashed, and she's just done what she's told. But again, maternal duties, I agree with that. In this country, that's Russia. In this country, you couldn't even say that now, because you can't even say maternal now. You can't say that word. It's transphobic, they're saying, to even use the word mother or maternal. Crazy times, folks, crazy times. Life trainer. So apparently he's a vlogger. Maxim allegedly wanted to raise the newborn on prana eating, a diet in which people go without food and water for a long time and feed on the sun. He's accused of barring Mironova from breastfeeding the child, who was in desperate need of food. Oksana's mother was accused him of running a sect. It does sound like that, doesn't it? Like a Charles Manson type thing. He wanted to experiment on the child. This is just sick. This is not in the UK. It's in Russia. But I thought it was something that we need, it's in the news. These things are happening. By not talking about it doesn't mean it's not happening. And that's why I do like to sort of highlight, it's not very nice news. And it's, but if we can't just put our fingers in our ears and pretend these things aren't happening. Unfortunately, they are. And all we can do is get it out there. And there might be somebody who hears it or reads it in the newspaper who is going through the same thing and realizes that actually, what's happening here isn't right. There's another story I want to just touch upon here. Now, I'm not going to dwell on it because I'm going to do a show on this. Now, I hadn't heard of this until quite recently. Hello, North Country Girl. Welcome in. Hello, Dean. everyone. Marcus, welcoming. DJ Burp, hello. Now, this story is not really a news story as such, but I come across it earlier, and I do want to just touch upon it. If you're interested in the mysterious stuff, I've been researching this building now. It's in New York, and it's called, listen to this, it's at 33 Thomas Street. I don't know who's heard of this. Just let me know. Give me a 1 in chat if you've heard about this mysterious building in New York. It's at 33 Thomas Street, and it's 29 stories high. It says 40 here. It's not. Who's heard of this? I bet you nobody in the UK has heard of it. Free Speech has. Jane has. I'd expect Jane's in the US. So Dalton hasn't. Ladybird has. Devon doesn't know. No. North Country Girl, no. Lots of no's. I was one Blackjack. I was researching it. It's really weird because I've been looking into this building, and I'm kind of like, wow, we need to do a show on this. And then it popped up today, and I was like, oh, that's a little sign. Hello, Pizza Demon. No. Debbie, no. Maltese, hello. No. Manda, no. Stu, might of. We could do a 3 or a 0. Angela, no. Most people haven't heard of it. Okay. So Jeff's wig is correct. Candice, no. Anyway, so this building, it isn't 40 stories high. It's the most bizarre story that I was reading about this place, and there's even rumors that there's a portal underneath the ground, right? We are going to go down this rabbit hole on the other channel, but I did want to just mention it briefly because it's in the news. So this is 33 Thomas Street, and the irony is that it's number 33. It goes 29 up and 4 down. So it's got 33. You couldn't make this shit up, folks. People think it's all a coincidence. 33 floors. It's at 33 Thomas Street. It's got no windows. Nobody goes in, nobody goes out. If they do go in or out, they're dressed, they're like, you don't see who they are. This is one of the craziest things I've ever read about, honestly. Even Tom Hanks, when Tom Hanks seen it in 2017, he went to Twitter and said, this is the scariest building I've ever seen. What the hell goes on inside? Crazy conspiracies are spread online about the building, with one person writing, it gives off MI6 vibes. Another one, lizard people don't need windows. But honest to God, this tower, definitely we need to do a story on it. It says here the 40-story tower actually only has 29 floors, and it actually has 3 that go down as well. But yeah, I've been reading about this, and I think you'll find that this is going to be a really, really good news show. The NSA admit that it's a surveillance tower. It was in the Snowden documents, the Andrew Snowden documents that got released. So keep an eye. If you're interested in conspiracy, no one's allowed near there. If you go up to it, you'll probably be shot. And it's just sat in the middle of New York. And over night time, New York is lit up, isn't it? That place doesn't have any lights on it. So you walk past it, you could walk into it. It's pitch black. Really, really strange. We've got our storm now. It's blowing a right gale outside. Really strange. I think it could have a portal underneath it. So if you're interested in that sort of stuff, keep a lookout, because we'll be doing a show on that exact story. So now I need to find the story about, bear with me, what I heard about earlier about this Irish ferry. So this was breaking news this morning when I was having my cup of tea, and I was just like, I had to keep thinking, is it April Fool's? Am I at the wrong month? It's just one of these, again, these ridiculous stories that if they are real, then how? So here we go. Let's get this up now. Right, so this happened today. It actually started on Friday, but it actually completed today. Cocaine haul worth a street value of 157 million euro is the biggest drug seizure in Ireland's history. All right, and this literally they parachuted in. The Irish Guard and the police and whatever it is that they have, they parachuted in. Hello, Lindsay. Hello, Kathy. Welcome in. I appreciate everybody who's here. Right, so let's just get into this now. But honestly, it just doesn't seem real. It doesn't seem real. I think we might have a video actually. So let's see what if the video is going to play, or if we're all going to want a Burger King. It says here, members of the highly trained Army Ranger Wing descended by fast rope from a helicopter onto the MV Matthew as it tried to sail out of Irish waters, Irish, and evade capture. I can't say Irish without sounding Irish or controversial. I don't know why. Okay, maybe I was Irish in a last life. The chat keeps on freezing. I don't know why it does it. Nobody knows. It doesn't just do it on my channel. It does it on all channels. Oh, thank you, Paul. Oh, thank you for the donation. How kind. We'll buy some more bunny stuff with that one. Right then, all hedgehog stuff. Thank you. Here we go.
The drama of this huge drugs raid unfolded off the coast of Cork. Elite members of the Irish Army's Ranger Wing swooped on a Panamanian-registered cargo ship. The raid began after an Irish Navy patrol boat fired warning shots at the vessel when the crew failed to obey orders yesterday. The troops descending from a helicopter onto the deck of the MV Matthew as it tried to sail out of Irish waters.
It was even more complex by environmentals that we'd no control over. The weather was extremely poor, and also we were trying to predict the actions of a number of crime gangs and how that would impact on us.
On board, Special Forces found a massive haul of cocaine, over 2,200 kilograms of the Class A drug hidden in a life raft. The drugs worth 157 million euros.
So these special Irish, I can't say it, SAS people. Yeah, because she's Irish, Blackjack. They parachuted in. You know, this is going on in our waters. They shot warning shots. Apparently, it was leaving. And you know, they reckon, and this is apparently a proven fact, right? I've seen documents that the FBI, the biggest drug traffickers in the world, and this doesn't surprise me, you know, and you got Panama in there. There's lots of stuff that goes on there as well. Remember David Cameron's dad. And you've got this ferry literally shipping the drugs in. Now, is this a one-off? I doubt it. They most likely would have been doing this probably like every month or something. And they've been caught. So I don't know if we're going to see the SAS go in or whatever they're called. Let's just see what else is being said.
Determination to disrupt and dismantle networks which are determined to bring drugs into our country.
The vessel has now been brought back into the port in Cork. It has been revealed that the ship had been under surveillance since Friday, with the Irish Navy working with other agencies following intelligence of a major international drug smuggling operation.
We have removed the possibility, at least, for destruction, devastation to families, to individuals and communities by ensuring that this product doesn't get onto the streets.
A fishing trawler that grounded off the coast on Sunday was also being monitored amid suspicions it was going to rendezvous with the ship. Gardaí suspect the drugs were being transported from South America for distribution across Europe. A link to an organised crime gang is being investigated. 3 people, aged 60, 50 and 31, have been arrested and remain in custody. Deborah McAleese, UTV Live.
Apparently, they've been interviewing the whole crew the last 2 days. Now, they've arrested 3 people, but the question remains is, did the crew even know, You know, these could have been just like regular crew people who were told to, you know, given a job, you know, like temporary workers or whatever. Do you want to do this job sort of thing? So who knows? It's just another really, really bizarre, crazy story. Is Matthew here? Hello, Matthew. DJ Burp, I've seen you sent me an email today, but I haven't replied yet, but I will. I apologise, mate. I was out when it came through. I was out with Jack. I've been out all day. And the storm is here now. I've got some amazing footage today, by the way. If you missed this afternoon's live, I did a short one while we were sorting out the storm stuff. And honest to God, there was a baby wood pigeon. If you missed it, it was just an amazing stream, and I'm so chuffed that I caught it. It was really cool. Welcoming everybody. Thank you for being here. 169 watching, 171 watching. Please hit the like if you enjoy the content, or the dislike if you don't. We won't be offended. Now we're going to move on to the next story. There's just so much going on today. I seen that and I was like, what the hell? Now, the Dan Wooton thing, I'll be interested to see how this goes. How this goes down on GB News tonight. Who is going to cover? Who is going to cover him? He won't be Lawrence Fox, that's for sure. It'll probably be poor old Patrick Christie. I really like him. He has to do the longest show in the day. But I just wanted to highlight this. Now, we did cover a lot of the Nicola Bulley case, and I did want to start getting into true crime as well. It's just having the time to cover true crime, the news, the animals, the conspiracy stuff. Well, some people don't, Matthew, you know. It's ridiculous, isn't it? I can't be asked pressing either. Well, that's okay. Don't have to if you don't want to. Why do they never get a mention? Have you heard about what's happening in Scotland as well? I'll get onto that in a moment. Richard Butler says it's basically a floating drug warehouse. Yeah. And do you know what? I highly doubt, Richard, that this is a one-off. They most likely knew it was going on, was allowing it to go on, and they've had to do something to stop it looking so obvious. Because come on, they must know, you know, this wouldn't have been a one-off. And how do there's drugs everywhere, isn't there? You know, anyone could probably go and get drugs. You go to any sort of like big city or anything. I know, never a dull moment. Oh, thank you, Andrea. Oh, a different email. What do you mean, my love? If you need to contact me, just use that one, sweetheart. Hello, Gary. Hello, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Give Gary a run. I think I'm gonna have to reset my mods again, start again, because I'm shocked with what happened today. Okay, now before we get on to what's going on in Scotland, there's a missing girl in York. Now, every time I cover missing local to me, if I cover missing people, they usually turn up within the next day. So I've held back on this one because literally every single time someone's gone missing, they've turned up the next day. And that's good. That's brilliant that people turn up, don't they? But this girl hasn't turned up, and she's been missing now for a week. So I think we need to start talking about this. Yeah, Jane, we know it's trolls. Just piss them off. Why don't we hear what you sound like then, Brewer? You know, do you want the link? Should we listen to you and see what you sound like? Better still, let's have a look at you. I bet you look like a right pleb, don't you? Sat there in your underpants in your mum's kitchen. Yes, we know. Anyway, so this girl's gone missing now. Her name was Leah, or is Leah. She's last seen in York, so near me. They found a phone today, so we need to keep an eye on this. This is worrying. So, like they say, they usually, all right, Dave, they usually American Mafia. Maybe we could, yeah. Maybe he means Brummy. Who knows? What's going on now? No, don't time out Druss. Druss is a friendly troll. We like friendly trolls. No, you did miss a troll, but it's okay. We're all right. Dave's back now. Dave's all right. He's sorted it out. He made mistakes in the past and he's back. And I think Dave has been in quite a bit now. So Dave's earned his wrench back. How's that? Right then. We know it'll send people into meltdown. That makes me smile. CCTV footage showed at the edge of the River Ouse near Lendal Bridge later that day. This was on the 20th of September. She was last seen by friends. Underwater search teams discovered the phone on Monday and have continued to concentrate their investigations on the river. Now, unfortunately, the River Ouse, it's quite a deep, fast-flowing river, and it runs through the centre of York, centre of town to me, because I live near York. And unfortunately, a lot of people do pass away in it. They'll come out the bar, they'll come out the club, they'll be drunk, they'll go for a walk down the river because it's so easy to access, and they'll just fall in. But this girl is only young. I think she was, 16, 17? Let me just check. Why isn't it saying her age? 5'2", same height as me. Why is it saying her age? There she is, 16 years old, missing from York. I'm not quite sure what that built. That to me looks like a hospital or a police station, doesn't it? What is it? So we don't know much else. So we're going to keep an eye on this. I really, really hope she would have been found by now. That's all I hope for. But it seems to me that a week missing and a phone has been found in the river. Has she fallen in? Has she been abducted? Yeah, I do, Mary, and I want to do another show on her. Claudia Lawrence, she went missing from York just before I actually moved here. But yeah, we'll keep an eye out. I'll share it with local people here. It's just awful, you know. It was posted on YouTube on one of my groups a couple of years ago. Do you mean the Claudia Lawrence? When I first moved up here, was in York on holiday. You was, Melissa, my love. You was in York on holiday. It's just awful, you know. Like a photo, she looks like she's a bit of a... She's just a normal teenager. Teenagers have got attitude. That's just a fact, isn't it? Doesn't mean, you know, she might have been a problem child. Who knows? But at the end of the day, whatever's happened to her, we need to find her. I can't even imagine what her parents are going through. So let's just see what else is going on in the news. There's some videos. What's this? Drive-through worker draws gun. What's this? Oh, this is in Texas. Oh, that was in 2021. I don't even know why that's on there. How strange. Right then, let's get some more stories up and see what's going on. It's just been some like really weird news stories and really sad, really, really sad news stories as well. We need to keep an eye on the Dan Wooton thing. It's another hour till he's due on, and I know he's not going to be on. But I don't know who will be replacing him. Will they mention him? We just don't know. So we'll have to watch this space. Right, how long have we been going now? Let's have a look. We've been going for 54 minutes. So we'll do another couple of stories. I used to live in York, well, Bishopthorpe, and worked in the centre of York for many years. A friend of mine used to live next door, but one to Claudia Lawrence. Really? Yeah, a dad passed away, didn't he? The house is still there, but that's just a weird one. And many people, did you know what? When I was going down rabbit holes, right, with the Nicola Bully case, there was even calls from people who thought that, that the person who potentially murdered Nicola Bully could have been the same person who killed Claudia Lawrence. Some of the things that was coming out was just insane. And who knows, who knows that rabbit hole. Anyway, let's just go back out of this because Trump's in trouble again. I don't know if it's going to let me read the article though because I haven't subscribed. Oh, it is. Right. So President Trump is in trouble again. They're now saying he's committed fraud. They seem to me they're going for anything they can. Now, let's not, we're going to get all the virtue signalers now, like all the lefties coming out. But let's not pretend that the demon rats or the Democrats are actually any better. Unfortunately, this is politics, and in politics, there's a lot of dodgy stuff going on. Look at the Biden crime family. Look at the Bush crime family. But they're just focusing on Trump, and the more they focus on him, the more I think maybe he's not a shill. Either way, we know he's a narcissist. We know he's a businessman, and we know that he clearly, to get where he is going to be a tough person and probably very narcissistic. But I personally believe that he is in it for the money, but he's also in it for ego. But I don't think he's in the same club as them. People just go on about Freemasons all the time, and they don't actually know much about Freemasons. It isn't a case of everybody is a Freemason and every goody isn't a Freemason. There's other people involved, and I believe that Trump probably is a Freemason, but the people that he's fighting are probably Fabians because they're at war. There's different factions at war, and there's like less goody and more goody, or less baddie and more baddie. And when you get into the Trump thing, you either get people who absolutely hate him, who are lefties, you get people who absolutely love him, who are righties, or you get people who are truthers who think that he's just a shill. I try and remain open-minded on Trump, but the more that this is happening to him, the more that it's making me think that maybe he isn't as bad as what people say. But I do like the way he winds up the media. I find that hilarious. But when people call him the emperor and the savior and the god, guys, where did it get you? You had a couple of years of him, and the world's gone to shit because, so just saying. Okay, so Donald Trump, his oldest sons and his businesses, orchestrated a persistent and repeated fraud in which they vastly exaggerated the extent of the former president's wealth to procure favourable loans. They all do this. This is nothing big, all right? Eggstein, right? Eggstein. We all know who he is. Didn't kill himself. He wasn't a billionaire. He lied about what money he had. 106 likes, by the way. Thank you, everybody. That's really kind. They all do it. Politicians, business people. He's literally doing all the things that they all do, but they are picking on him and getting him for things that they do as well. Now, if we're going to go around, if we're going to go around picking at things what he's done, then let's get all the crime families in. I know what you're saying, Dalton, when you're saying that he was trying to stop it, but I'm just catching the odd thing. The thing is, right, when you look at President Trump, you got to look at the bigger picture. Before Trump, we had a little bit of freedom of speech, a little bit on social media. When Trump came, he literally lapped up the right, and anyone that agreed with him became a far-right conspiracy theorist. It felt to me like he was scooping up the right or the truthers and then putting them in a category of Q nutters, so that if you agree with Trump, even if you don't like the guy but you agree with him, you are automatically seen as a nutter. And that is a tactic of Marxism. So be aware of false idols. It's the same thing happening Russell Brand. Now, Russell Brand, whether you believe he's guilty or not, and I do believe he needs to go before a court of law, people that agreed with him and could see that he was telling a lot of truth on what's going on, whether he was doing it to fool people or not, it was facts, what he was saying about the World Health Organization, WEF, blah, 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 blah. blah, blah, blah. Anyway, sorry, I had to get that in then about the Transylvania film. If you've watched it, you'll know. If you've got kids, you'll know, blah, blah, blah. So the point I'm making is that did he scoop it all up like Russell Brand scooped it up? So anyone supporting Russell Brand now is seen as a conspiracy tinfoil hat wearing rape supporter, you know, and they play the long game. So just beware of false idols and don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's all I'm going to say, because there's good and bad in all, and there's truth and there's lies in all. So I agree with how Trump trolled the media, and I agree with a lot of what he says. But do I think that he has the best interests at heart? I just don't know. The jury's out. I do think he loves his country, though. So we're just going to let you know what's been. I've put the link. I'm not going to read the whole thing of the charges, but this is another way of making sure that he does not stand to be president. So remember, this is on the back of all the other charges that he's had. The impact of the decision is not immediately clear, leading an attorney for Trump, Christopher Kise, to ask for clarification during a court hearing on Wednesday, that's today, on whether assets such as the flagship Trump Tower would have to be sold. Engoron declined to elaborate on the order. I am not prepared to issue a ruling right now. So basically they're saying that he exaggerated his wealth to get loans at a good deal. The more money you've got, the cheaper the loans are going to be. The less money you've got, the higher rate you're going to pay. So where he's been found out for inflating his assets, which I'm sorry, but they could probably get every single millionaire and billionaire and politician have all done that. They are really, really struggling now. In a statement released on his Truth Social platform, Trump said the ruling was a terrible reminder that the radical left Democrats will stop at nothing in trying to prevent him from winning office again. It's just starting to make him into a martyr, and Trump is looking more and more and more like a goodie. But, you know, that's just how it looks to me. But people get very emotive about the subject. They either hate him or they love him. And if you're like me and you try and be on the fence, you get flack from both sides. Oh, the Russell Brand thing, I'm getting flack from Russell lovers and Russell haters. You know, you can't win them all. Okay, let's move on. What are people saying in chat? We've got 137 people watching. They are fictitious charges. They do sound pathetic. Hello, Nikki, my love. To be fair, a lot of the lefties who hate Trump and they call him all these names, like the Naz word, and the other favourite was the racist word. When you actually ask them, what did Trump say that was racist? What did Trump do to make you believe that he's a Nazi? They don't know. They honestly just don't know. This is the thing, lady. I'm 50-50, my love, on whether it's all... yeah, I think, Steve, I'm starting to think that more and more. It's all to do with the online safety bill. Kennedy went first for president, then... Yeah, apparently the Kennedys as well, they're another crime family, and it's not really true what they say. I don't know. But then you get some people who think that absolutely everything is a conspiracy theory, literally everything, and that everybody's a baddie, and they get themselves wrapped up. So it makes my head hurt. It really does make my head hurt. So I try to not overthink it. You know, I don't overthink it all, because otherwise the whole world is full of baddies and no one's good and everyone's a shill. And then what I get called a shill, right? A government what was it today? Like, somebody thinks I'm working for the government. Trust me, if I was working for the government, I wouldn't be this poor and I wouldn't be outside with my animals. I'd be hidden in some bunker somewhere as a faceless, voiceless, or at least faceless person who wasn't so open about their lives. The way that I am is the opposite to what a baddie would do. But There's not as queer as folk, you know. Anyway, here we go. So we're going to try and look at some less stressful news now, some slightly sillier stuff, because it's been so serious again, and unfortunately there's nothing I can do about that. I wish the world wasn't such a horrible place, but I am keeping an eye on this Dan Wooton thing. Do you know, rich people are really, really tight, and I couldn't be a rich person because I'd give someone my last anything. So that'd be very good. Okay, we're going to get a lot of ads now, unfortunately, on here. Yeah, they are. They are. But do you know, North Country Girl, they're all the same. They are literally all the same. The Labour, and this is what I'm saying. What they need to run into robots. What they need to do now, we need to have a clear line between the Conservatives and Labour, and right now we don't. It's happening in America as well. A lot of the Republicans are actually becoming more towards the left, you know. Oh, thank you, Andrea. I'm just catching some of these comments here, what people say in the live chat. I suppose it does. We all repel him mostly. Yeah, he does have his Scottish ancestry, and he does a lot of what he says I agree with. But what he says about climate change is spot on. But do you see what's happening here? When you agree with him, because he's right, and we know that climate change is natural, and that all these, you know, the CO2 is actually really good for the trees. When you agree with him, now it's, oh, well, you're a Trump supporter. Do you see? So it's like you're all being scooped up into this, like, this far white racist, and it's not. The people that are being called conspiracy theorists now are old school lefties mostly. Like, look at Russell Brand. He was a lefty. Fell asleep on the sofa, Terry Knowles band again. I worked as a self-employed tradesman. The pensioners would feed and tip me. See, the rich would try not pay. That is what I'm hearing from a lot of small businesses more and more, that rich people just don't really care. You'd be surprised how low the bar is. Oh, yeah. You know, even people who have been injured by the you-know-whats, but have taken every other type, are being called anti-you-know-whatters, and they've not done anything. Everyone at the top will be corrupt. Unfortunately, it's human nature. But anyway, yeah, Tony, hello, JJ. You're either with us or against us. Only, what does that say? Sieve deals in absolutes. Penny from the Big Bang Theory was nice. I'm still hearing that Whopper commercial in my sleep. I'm so sorry. We may get one soon. I would suggest that you mute if it's going to come on. Okay, we've got a silly story now. We like a silly story, don't we? This woman, this mom, has been slammed for her outrageous list of requirements for a last-minute babysitter. Now, to be fair, like, I would never leave my child with a babysitter. I've never even left him. I've been to the cinema. It's all right, Reese Rhoda. Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry about the Whopper. I think I went to the cinema with my friend about 4 years ago, and Al had Jack was asleep, and that's it. I've never left him with anybody other than his dad, and it was just it. I've never been in the pub since I've had him. I've never left him, right? Ah, Ghost, you're so sweet. Hello, wise angel. Literally never left him, and I can't even imagine getting a babysitter, a stranger. But some people do that. Years ago, when I was a kid, my mom was quite picky with them, and then she just thought, sod it, we'll just leave her. But that's another story. But these days, I can understand people being picky. But if you're going to be this picky, the best thing to do is just don't leave your kids with a stranger. Anyway, this mother, her list, right? Listen to this for a list, and let me know whether you agree. She put an ad out. I need a babysitter needed ASAP. I need someone to watch my 4 kids, age 2, 3, 5, and 7, from noon till 6 p.m. This is more like a nanny than a babysitter, but she's obviously going to try and pay babysitter rates. Okay, so noon till 6, Monday to Friday, occasional weekends as well, right? And it says minimum education is a master's degree. You must be a great cook and avid cleaner. You must be over 25 years old. You are not allowed any social media accounts. No drinking, no vaping, no smoking, no tattoos. Oh, I'll be out then. Or piercings. Need 5 professional references. We're not talking about, you know, your auntie down the road, or your granny, or you know, next door's Hazel. We're talking professional. Just, I don't even know 5 professional people, let alone who will give me references. Did anybody here? Hello, Saskia. Anybody here know 5 professional people? That's just ridiculous. I love tattoos. I've got loads. Ghost and more. My lady can mess around practicing on me all day if she wants. Good luck with that one. I'm just hello, Jules, love. Hello, Kate. I don't recall anything happening. Well, oh God, no. Anyway, so this, it says here, this job pays £200 a week. Must have own transportation to get to and from, while also running all my errands. So £200 a week. You've got to use your own petrol to get there and back. You've got to use your own petrol in your car to run her errands. You can't drink or smoke or vape. You've got to have a master's degree. You're not allowed any social media. Do you think she's going to get anyone coming for this job? Really? I'm a pro Kate Swan. There we go. We've got Kate. Kate would, I know, I wonder if she found someone. So here we go. It says here, the anti-social media caveat was because I don't want my kids seeing that. It says she's gone viral for it. When you suddenly need a sitter, you might call your closest relative or even a friend. However, one will decide she wanted to have the best of the best of the best. Move over, Mrs. Doubtfire, because the anonymous woman was looking for someone with a master's degree. You've got to be over 25 and no tattoos. Like, I don't think she's going to find. Right, just let me know, guys, out of interest, does anybody here fit into that category? Do we have anybody? We don't, because you can't have social media, and we're all on social media. So therefore, we all are, we've all failed on that one. I haven't got a master's degree. I do that one. I'm not a great cook. I do clean, but, you know, I wouldn't call myself an avid cleaner. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't vape. Okay. Tattoos, 5 fresh references, probably not. I can do the test. Oh, yeah, a background check and a drug test as well. Which, that's fine, you can do that, but it's just ludicrous. And it goes on. What the job is that it go. What is odd is that it goes from midday till 6. It's a 30-hour week job, and you'll only get $200, which is about £160, £150. You need your own transportation, your own petrol. Imagine busting your backside for 30 hours, making sure that 4 children are healthy, happy, clean and fed for a measly $200. It's unclear whether the mother managed to find someone who could fit the bill. But what was clear was people's utter disbelief in the list of requirements. Responding to the call out, one person saw the ad said, with these qualifications, they should pay at least £1,000, bruh. Another added, she want a maid, nanny and chef. And a third wrote, Tammy has standards and they're very high. So there you go. So, yeah, there you go. I don't know what you guys think, but I've seen it all, basically. I don't think she would have got someone. How you doing, Teresa? Exactly, she's online. Man says I have tattoos and social media. Other things I tick the boxes, but wouldn't work for $200 a week. Yeah, it's $200 as well. So it's only about 150. I agree, lady. You had the 4 kids. Stay at home with them or work from home. Some people have got no no self-awareness. They only think about what they want, and they don't think about anything other than that. You know, it's just what they want, and that's it. They don't realize how ridiculous they actually look, because that is just the most ludicrous thing I think I've ever heard. Right then, what else have we got going on in the news today? I'm just having a quick look. Just see what else is going on, what the latest is. So I had quite a few stories ready, but I think we've covered them all. So what I'll usually do is just have a quick look around and see if anything else is happening. So hopefully they will find that girl in York. You know, I really worried, actually. You know, I really thought she would have been found by now. It's really, really sad. I can't imagine what her parents are going for. But what they're going through, sorry. It's just awful. Right then, we haven't mentioned Russell Brand. We've managed to go a whole show so far without mentioning Russell Brand, but we've had the latest now, accusations. So they are in the news. Ah, Ghost is lovely. It does. I was told that before. That intelligence includes social intelligence. Oh, I bet Amy's out there, isn't she, munching because it's dark now? Oh, but yeah, it's just awful, you know. Right then, so how many people we got in? We're going for. We've been going for just over an hour and 15. We've been going. We've got 176 people. Thank you, Jane. So I hope you're all okay. Hello, everybody. I've put my blue light on. Can you see my blue light? Okay. Blue light. There you go. Ghost, slightly curly, but not too curly. Hello, Julie, love. I was thinking about you today, actually. So we're going to have a look and see what these latest accusations are. I'm thinking about you. So I've not seen you for ages. How you doing, sweetie? So Russell Brand urged Big Brother bikini teen gymnast to show talents in a creepy clip as more women come forward. Again, this should be going to the police, not the newspapers. As more women come forward with allegations of sexual assault against a disgraced comedian, a clip of Russell Brand telling a housemate to strip off has resurfaced online. A creepy video. So I don't know if we're going to see the video. A number of women, including a teenager, have accused him of sexual and physical abuse. And the thing is, he doesn't deny being 31 and having a 16-year-old girlfriend. That's fucked up, isn't it? But it's still not illegal. But it's not very good. Right, hang on. Sorry, I'm just reading something here on this. Continue. I want to see whether we've got the clip. I don't know if we have. Let's see. Do we have to? They're just showing stills. So this was her in the diary room in 2008. Brand then asks her to show her first stunts. She's unsure, saying, "But I have a bikini on." To which she responds, "That's why I'm into it." This is shocking for today's generation. But what, 2008? What, 15 years ago? Big Brother. This wasn't shocking then. These girls on Big Brother absolutely loved this attention. They'll be prancing around the house, in and out that pool, topless half the time, bikinis. It's a different world now. And they love the attention. They loved it. At the time, it was just, we just didn't even question it. Like, look at this Love Island. They're all prancing around, you know? So, and again, he's written about this in his books. I don't think this is proof of any illegal activities. Is he a perv? Yeah. Is it gross? Yeah. But does it make him guilty of some of the other things that he's been accused of? No. And I do think we need to see him in a court of law. I really do. over this. I'm just going to see if anything else has happened with the Dan Wooton thing. I think this is going to be a fast moving thing. My concern is that it's the end of GB News. So he has been suspended. I don't understand why he's been suspended. 40-year-old broadcaster was suspended following vile and misogynistic comments made on his show. How is it his fault, though? It should be the person who made them and the person who is keeping them on air. Right, what are people saying? Hello, Rach. Insane life, isn't it? How crazy. I think people have just people are losing their minds. Yeah, they were falling over him. People are losing their minds. And I genuinely believe that there's, a lot of it's got to do with all the drugs in the food and the shots and all these things, sending people nuts. Charles Well, yeah, even as well. Bridget says he got suspended because he laughed about it. You could see it was a nervous laugh. Hello, Smiley. How you doing? Good to see you, mate. You could see that it was a nervous laugh, though. Like he did look really awkward, and I think this is wrong to put somebody on the spot like that, say those things, and then blame that person when whoever was in charge could have just threw him over the air, took him off air. They could just took him off, couldn't they? So we've got another. So going on from that, it says Lawrence Fox leaks texts with Dan Wooton. So he threw him under the bus as he protests GB News suspension. So Lawrence released honest screenshots of messages with Dan after he was taken off air after he made a vile misogynist comment towards a female journalist. It says he has leaked the text. Again, this is wrong. This leaking personal messages. When did that start becoming a norm? This is another thing that gets on my nerves. It's like it's just become the norm now, hasn't it? People just releasing private messages. The fact they stood with him with the allegations, it's just bizarre. Looking at the chat, my little sister went out with he called out Mark Dolan as well, did he? I'm not keen on it. It's annoying. What? 664? It's Lawrence Fox. They're calling him right wing. I just want to read this comment. My little sister went out with her best friend's dad when she was 16. He was 35. Not great at the time, but they got married. Lasted 10 years. He was gutted when she ended it. He was a lovely guy. I suppose it does happen. No one batted an eyelid and knew exactly what was so exactly. This is what I'm saying. Like every time I try and state that fact, I get attacked saying, "Oh, you're defending a rape." No, I'm not. It's just a different world now. But anyway, I'm just going to take the comments off. Mahra and his wife had a big age gap. Any straight men watching? I'm sure there's lots. Right, so just to go on about this text message thing, which I don't agree with at all. Former actor and right wing. It's not right wing, right? This right wing thing. If you are any sort of truther or you disagree with the government, you're now classed as right wing. I find this ludicrous. Russell Brand is a lefty, and they're calling him right wing now. Anyway, was taken off air after immense backlash, as we know. A journalist for online publication, Joe, this was this woman, this Evans woman, she posted a clip to her Twitter page saying that she felt physically sick at what she heard. This is all contrived. Appearing on Jeremy Vine's show on Channel 5 on Wednesday morning, she admitted she was speechless. I don't know what to say. So she's playing the victim now. Can you not see what's going on here? Lawrence Fox knew exactly what he was doing. In the wake of the debacle, GB News formally suspended the former Lewis actor from his programming, saying his comments went against the company because they've been flooded with Ofcom complaints. Dan Wooton issued 2 apologies to Ava, adding that his laughter in the interview was down to shock and surprise. I agree with that. Whether you like Dan Wooton or not, So I don't know what these yeah, here we go. Dan supposedly responded to this with 3 laughing emojis and followed this. You can imagine them freaking out in the gallery. Yeah, come on. What they're doing behind closed doors. This is wrong. Lawrence Fox said he stood by his comments and he posted a screenshot of message between him and host Dan making light of the situation. Lawrence reposted the apologies of Dan's second lengthier apology where Wootton branded his reaction as inappropriate. While reposting the apology, he attached a copy of the text where Fox began, "Making you giggle is my weekly joy," followed by 2 emojis. I don't agree with this at all. I think Dan Wooton's been set up. I like Dan Wooton. I know people don't like him. And he said himself he's done stuff in the past that's wrong. But you know, that he's changed a lot and everyone makes mistakes. No one's perfect. And these people that constantly social justice warriors, they're never perfect themselves. It says here, making you giggles and weekly joy. You can imagine them freaking out. So Dan is yet to respond to Lawrence's claims. However, Twitter users flooded to the comments to berate the pair for making fun. It's this massive misogyny thing now, isn't it? It's this, you know, racist, sexist. Oh, hello, Isabella, love. Every system phobia. You couldn't make this shit up, honestly. And we'll have to wait and see. Watch this space. Usually, women don't get upset because now it's usually the trans brigade who are offended at everything. Women usually get sidelined. Nobody really gives a damn about women anymore. And that's just a fact. I don't agree with it, but it's a fact, isn't it? That, you know, women seem to be sidelined. We can't even have our own toilets and, you know, our own space. It's all become about including transgender people, which there just is not as many people. Yeah, there are transgender people. We mustn't leave them out. But no, she's a lefty, Julie. She's a hottie, but she's also a lefty. So I wouldn't do a lefty, I'm afraid. Did I hear right wing again? Oh, can Bus say is North Country girl? So yeah, there's some hello, gosh. There's some weird shit going on, honestly, at the moment. There's some really weird shit going on. Right, let's see if we've got any weird news. My nose is still not very well, you know. Oh, I've not taken my antibiotic today. Oh, that's naughty of me. Right, remember to take it, pen. Don't forget. Right, we're going to have a quick look at some different sort of weird news before we wrap it up. Obviously, if anything happens to Dan Wooton story while I'm on air, I'll bring it to you. So I'm just looking at some weird news, see if anything interesting is going on. That's my searching face. Yeah, I feel sorry for men. But to be fair, good night, lady love. Hello, Guardian. Yeah, I agree, Womble, I agree. You've got to admit, though, I've been watching her for years. Looks like a complete hottie as usual. Oh, you're so sweet. It's kind of straightened. I know you like curly hair, don't you? And Ghost likes me with curly hair. I can try and make it a bit curlier for you. How's that? Not really working, is it? It's growing though. Right. Okay. Now we're just going to see if anything else is going on. Just going to see if anything interesting is going on. New motoring law could see drivers with GPS devices slammed with a £1,000 fine. AI predicts Miss USA winner. We're not seeing nothing interesting. Oh, look, NASA. If it's anything to do with NASA, I usually like watching the NASA stories because they usually make me laugh. Right, I cried for hours about those dogs. What dogs? Lots of people I'm hearing more about these furries. Jane was saying. I know. This is why I protect my boy, you know. I protect him. What dogs? I don't want to know. The one about the crocodile, I didn't want to look at it. Penny, sea salt spray on for beach hair. Yeah, I actually did get some, but I got some, but it didn't work. I'm going to get a different make. I do like just wavy, beachy hair, like natural. Hello, Diane, my love. Don't think any news that's good. You really don't, Penny. What? Don't really want, sweetheart. Sorry. Gail, how you doing, my love? Thank you for the coffees as well, sweetheart. Right then, now, I like watching these NASA stories because they always crack me up. Anyone seen Underbelly? Underbelly, if you're listening, message me. I keep laughing every time I see those Mexican aliens. I know. A Guardian. I still say not a space agency. Hello, Sue. Oh, thank you, my love. Hello, lovely Jubbly. Hello, Belinda. Hello, Alan Edge, my YouTube husband. Thank you, Gail. Not really, darling. I don't feel too good. Did he? I didn't get a notification. Wonder why. Hello, DJ Rockford. Right then. Okay. So we're at the end now. So we're doing some silly news. NASA forced to stop space balloon flight at 124,000 feet after a mystery anomaly was found. I just want to say something, right? And again, I don't want to start the big mass debate about this flat Earth, but NASA are the biggest buyer of helium in the world. Their satellites that are apparently floating around space fall in people's back gardens, and they're often attached to a weather balloon. So what they do, they buy these balloons, they say that they're sending these satellites up into space, and they don't actually go into space. They fall into, like, there's been lots in Brazil. They're finding these satellites with these balloons attached, and they're supposed to be this technology. They're literally just a tin can. It's all fake. I know people believe in NASA and space. It's been proven. Just look at some of the footage from like the ISS, and you can see like rats running across it because they're not really in space. You wouldn't have a mouse or a rat running across it because they're in bloody Devon. Devon in Canada is where they film all the Mars stuff. It's all done in a desert somewhere. I just got to add that in. You know, you get all sorts going on, and it's anyway. When I see a NASA story, it always makes me smile, which is why I like covering them at the end. NASA's Fireball 2 mission has not had the best of starts to life, with the mission failing in 2018. And it has now happened again thanks to a mystery anomaly discovered at 124,000 feet in the air. I find that a bit odd. The journalist is journalist and wrestling lead. Why would you have a wrestling lead journalist covering this? Oh, we've got a breaking news as well about a fire in London, so I'll look at that before we go. NASA boffins have been left scratching their heads after being forced to cancel a mission partway through thanks to a mysterious anomaly. The strange occurrence happened 124,000 feet in the air above Fort Summer, New Mexico. The Fireball balloon, which stands for Faint Intergalactic Medium Redshifted Emission Balloon, blimey, has been launched last week in the hope of observing a component of galaxies. They're actually launching a bloody balloon now to try and view galaxies. Does anybody actually believe this shit? That play a key role in how galaxies form and evolve. I just honestly, do you know how much money goes to NASA? The amount of money is off the charts. It's trillions and trillions and trillions. Like, it's just, and if you look at, if you want to get your conspiracy hat on, you start looking at what was going on in the Pentagon when it got hit by that plane. There was stuff inside that one building that got hit that nowhere else got hit, and in that room there was stuff that was going to come out that day, just saying, and it was about the black hole in the finances, and it was going to expose what the American people have been had, but that's just another matter. NASA needs to be brought down. So a spokesman given very few details. Oh, spokesman, not spokesperson. Well, that's interesting. We're undoing the wokeness here. After several hours at float, the balloon experienced an anomaly and began descending in altitude. The mission team safely terminated the flight at 9:19 west of Clovis, New Mexico, and NASA is in the process of recovering the payload. What? A payload? So they launched it in the air, a balloon, and they're going to go and look at galaxies in a fucking weather balloon. Sorry for swearing, but just look at this shit, right? This is supposed to go to galaxies, and they found an anomaly, you can't say that word either, in 124,000 feet up on the way up to space. How would this get through that radiation belt? How would that get through the Van Allen, I call it? Let's just be real here. How is a hot weather balloon going to go through that massive, all the meteors, you've got all the space junk flying around, it's supposed to be up there, that you never see on any of these cameras, by the way, from the space station. And now they're saying, you see, this is why, if we want to have a laugh and I want to get away from all the shitty, crazy news, a NASA story will always put a smile on my face. Apparently as well, another story that isn't quite as happy is the UK could cease to exist at any time as Google's AI makes 3 chilling predictions. Experts have been trying to predict the end of the world for decades. Oh, that's great. We wanted to know what it would take to destroy the UK. So Google has given a terrifying answer. Oh, yeah, that's great. You know, we just have a massive tidal wave. Just take out London. Awesome. Do you know what? Just to quickly add, I've been watching this thing on, if you want to watch something, I've been watching this thing on Amazon called Class of 07. I don't know if anyone here has seen it, but it's actually really, really good. And it's about a big tidal wave in Armageddon. And it just reminds me of that. Why big light? There's so many reasons why, hello Tone, why they lie. And it's a whole show. It's literally a whole show. Deagle predicts 78% depopulation. That doesn't surprise me. Mass invasion. What, by the aliens? So, I'll just see if there's any update on our alien. Oh, it's just some stupid AI. Exactly, Jim. You haven't missed any whoppers. You're okay on that one. You haven't missed any whoppers. There's something going on in Canary Wharf. So let's just see if we can find out if it doesn't come up on here, I'll just come out of this and go into something else. Right, there's a massive fire apparently. I don't know if it's just exaggerated on the news, but I can see it flashing. I really want to know who's going to stand in. It's going to be Patrick Christie, isn't it? You've got my searching face. I can't see anything about a fire. Oh my God. I'm so tired. Honestly, I'm going straight to sleep now. Actually, I've not eaten. No, I can't see anything. They're saying that there's a fire near Canary Wharf. Right, hang on a minute. Right, just bear with me a sec. Yeah, I reckon it'll be Patrick Christie. Please hit the like, guys, if you enjoy the content, or the dislike if you don't. I won't be offended. We are going to go into GB News. I just want to see, because these are the ones that are reporting on it. So, oh shit, what have I just pressed? I need to go and get the bab ready for bed as well. Well, it's 8:45. Oh, I'm so tired. Right. Okay. Now you should be able to see. this. Okay, we've got 169 people. Hello, I like Nigel Farage's Carol. A lot of people say he's a shill, but I just don't care. I like him. It is Lineker, yeah. Right. I just want to see what's going on here. If there's anything, there's something flashing up on my screen about fire on GB News. Oh God, he's off again. Right. Lineker has now waded into the migrant row. We didn't do a news show last night, but basically, Suella Braverman, who I think should be Prime Minister, she said that you can't continue the migrant crisis. And if you're gay or female, it's not an automatic, no one's talking about this island is tiny. We have 70 million people plus some illegals that don't even know about on this little island. When you've got a country like France with like 40 million, is like 5 times the size of the UK. We haven't got enough room. There's no school places, there's no doctors' places, there's no houses. There's just no room. And she's being realistic. And now this twat here has got to get involved. I cannot stand this guy, right? He even puts me off eating Walker's crisps. If you don't know who he is, he used to play football for England. Now he's waded in again. He should be sacked by the BBC. He says he's a free agent and that's why he's able to do it. The BBC is a public broadcaster. Why is Gary Lineker and others allowed to do this? But anyway, so he's saying he's got involved and he said that discrimination for being gay or being a woman should not be enough. And I agree with her. Let's just say, right, we were going to take every single gay and woman in the world. There's 8 billion people in the world. Where does it end? We're going to take the whole world on this little island. Well, 4 billion, half of them. Do you know what I mean? It says his latest remarks, he added, she can't possibly know that they are lying. Therefore, she's being disingenuous at best. What's happening is these grooming gangs are turning up on our beaches. So not grooming gangs, trafficking gangs. And they often go into the grooming gangs, but not all. And they're just coming in and just saying, I'm gay, I'm being persecuted, and that's it. You're going to see some footage here of what is happening on the south coast. People don't realise how bad it's got. And there's also the island in is it Almeria? No, what's the island called in Italy where they've flooded 11,000 people? But look at this, right? They're doing a fast drop-off service now, right? A fast drop-off service. They're coming in. Let me see if it'll go bigger. It's not letting me, sorry. Now, this is a fast drop-off, okay? Now, this is happening every single day. This isn't a one-off. These are not women and children. These are men, working age, fighting age, men. I have got no problem with helping genuine women and children who are in need, who've been persecuted or been, forced out of their homes. But why are they always men? What sort of man leaves their family? So they're just dropping them off now. This is this fast drop off. People smugglers have opened up a new front. I think this is in Europe. This is coming into Europe. A new front and adopted new tactics in the efforts to drop migrants off on UK beaches. This is in Spain. 6 smuggling boats, speed boats, were used. They're using speed boats now. And most people don't believe me about this, right? But when I speak to people up here where I am, they don't know about this on the South Coast. They ain't got a clue. They haven't got a clue. Yeah, more than 5,000. And we've had, we'll send back like 1 a year or something. Anyway, we're still looking for this. What's this? Oh, this is funny. If you don't know what's going on in the UK with the ULEZ, it's this ultra low emission zone. If you want to drive around London or outer London or Greater London now, and even spreading into the home counties, you have to pay £12 a day unless you buy one of these stupid electric cars. And the campaigners are just smashing up all of the cameras. There's a vigilante group. They called themselves the Blade Runners. He parked his Renault car directly in front of a van fitted with one of the cameras. to impose the London. Yes. So what they're doing now, they've smashed all the cameras up and they're putting these vans in, and he's parked in front of it so we can't catch anybody. Pull it up in front of the vehicle so that the vision of the camera inside was blocked. The man opened his car boot and placed an orange warning triangle so that people behind him could see. That's so funny. It meant the camera was unable to read the number plates. I think this is hilarious. This is people power. People have had enough, and they need to get rid of Kant, and they need to get rid of directly elected mayors as well. Okay, I'm still looking for this story that's flashing up on my screen saying that Canary Wharf is on fire, and I can't see anything on here. I can't stand him. Right, this guy here. Okay, I wanted to leave on lighter news, but this guy here, he makes me want to be like, just want to be sick. He has opened up drug dens in Glasgow that the druggies can use without persecution. So they can come in, they can use illegal drugs, and they are okay to hit themselves up, and they're spending millions on making these centres. Where does this end? You know, where does it end? So the lunatics are now running the asylum. Right, let me just have a quick look and see if I can find anything. Nope, I can't find it. It's coming up on here and I can't find it. So I don't know what's going on with this London fire. Richard Tice joined GB News this week as well. If you don't know, there's quite a lot going on. Joe Biden's dog. Oh my God, what's this here? Joe Biden's dog has bitten another Secret Service agent. This is like April Fool's, marking 11th known case. I didn't know that Joe Biden had a dog, and I certainly didn't know that it was biting people. What the? I've tagged you in a post from the okay, darling. I've just asked Google, nothing came. I've missed a load of chats, so just bear with me. It's coming up. Emergency service attacking a blaze near Canary Wharf in East London. It's flashing up on my screen. Yeah, that useless guy. Anyway, I didn't know anything about this, but apparently, let me just copy this story. Joe Biden's got a dog. How can this guy look after a dog, right? He can't look after himself. He literally can't walk off a stage without falling over. He's in charge of a dog, which is worrying. And it says here the dog attacked the Secret Service agent. So Joe Biden's 2-year-old German Shepherd has bitten another member of the Secret Service, making its 11th attack. That is a Secret Service spokesperson, you got to get it right with the person, you got to get the woke back, said that the dog attacked the agent at the White House on Monday. Why is Joe Biden and his dog mingling with Secret Service agents anyway? The service's chief of communications, Anthony Googlemy, said the female officer required medical treatment on the site, but it is now doing just fine. It is the 11th attack called Commander in less than a year. The dog's called Commander. So the first family continues to work on ways to help Commander handle the often unpredictable nature. So I just don't know what to say, really. We're in a world now where we've got somebody who probably suspects has got a colostomy bag and should be in a care home. And I'm not being nasty. This is not me being nasty. I feel bad for him. I actually feel bad for him. He's running the country. He can't run a country, and he can't even look after a 2-year-old dog. Can't see nothing about this fire. I don't know what's going on. What's this about? England women sports team boycott World Championships in protest at own trans teammate. What? An England women's sports team is refusing to compete at its upcoming World Championships in protest at a trans athlete being included. I've heard about this before. The England ladies side has vowed not to participate in November's short angling World Championship. Basically, what's happening is more and more sports, women's sports, are having transgender people join, but it's not really fair because women are, men anglers are going to be stronger, aren't they, than women. They're going to have bigger arms naturally. You can't, even if you're transgender, you're still going to have the physical Mark Dolan's covering, by the way, physical attributes of a man. So if you're an angler, you're going to have a stronger arm to throw the thing out. So that's not fair. And I understand this. So what they've done, all the women have stood down and said they're not going to take part in it because it's not fair. Apparently they won bronze when the transgender Summit Hodges was part of the squad. Yeah, it's not, I don't know it's a difficult one. I think when it comes to sport, then it's got silly, is what I believe. Obviously, things like if they've transitioned and they've had the operation, things like, using the toilet and stuff, I don't have an issue with post-operation, not before. But with sports, you cannot stop physical attributes. So I personally disagree with them being put into sports. I just do. I disagree. I don't know. Too much women's sport going on. I think that would be a good solution, Blackjack, is just have their own what was his house? I've missed loads. Hello, Kelly. I'm 4 years post-op and I disagree. Kelly, you're not the only one. We have several trans people who come in here and they all say the same thing. And this is what does my head in as well, is it's just the few. Again, it's the few ruining it for the many. Now, I don't know I know about 4 or 5 trans people. 40 years post-op. Wow. Honestly, I didn't know they did it 40 years ago. I know about 4 or 5 trans people, and not one of them agrees with this. Hello, Paula. This is on purpose. Must know. Said what on purpose? Sorry. Who just came in as well? Someone just came in and said hello. I missed them. Zanza Patch. How you doing, mate? Good to see ya. Nikki, hello, my love. Yeah, and when I get my desk, I've got my desk, I can be up here a bit and I can get me stuff and I can get me like proper studio light and everything. At the moment, it's just me sat on my bed. You have a tiny gob. What do you mean a tiny gob? I'm tired of fog on bloody Lego, me. Kids are kids. You can't marry young girls. Kids are kids. What do you mean? Yeah, Kelly, honestly, right, the beautiful Rebecca, she's what? I don't want to get this wrong, but I'm pretty certain she's at least 20 years post-op. And again, the lesbians have got a right to want to stick with women, and the gay men have got a right to want to stick with men. And the trans women have got a right to stick with who they want to be. And if the state stopped telling everybody what to do and just let people get on with it, if you're post-trans and you're a woman, and you're a trans woman, okay, and you've had your operation, everything, you're most likely going to want to be with guys, not always, but you wouldn't force a lesbian. First time? No, it isn't. I've been on here loads, mate. Is it really, Dross? I don't agree with transgender sub people. No, I don't agree with what. Shall I leave a comment? Show my view. Yeah, do you know what, Kelly? I want to do a show on this. I know it's a really sensitive topic, but I'd like to get our Rebecca, lovely lady. She's always I need to reply to her email. She sent me one last week. Hello, Dr. David Bull, how are you doing? She sent me an email, and I really want to get her on because we've got Beck, who is transgendering from female to male, and these people, we've got Bailey. They're just awesome people. I don't care what, I don't think of them as that person's trans. I just think of them as the person, and it's all becoming this identifying and this constant, everything's about political, and I hate it. I like people for people. Hello, bad gambler. I don't care who you want to have sex with, who you want to. I just don't care, Rebecca, Rebecca gets shy every time. But I've known Bailey for years. Bailey's lovely as well. And Bailey's post-op. And then we've got Paris, who's pre-op. And we had, what was her name? We had another lady coming, didn't we? Oh, is it? Hang on. Just give me a minute. I see myself on camera. I'm dying here. Right, I'm going to sub to you. I am your number 126 sub. You are stunning, my love. 40 years. That means you're in your 50s. Wow. You're a hottie. Oh, you got tattoos as well. Big up the tattoo crew. Look, big up, big up. I'm covered now. I'm proper. All sorts of stuff going on. Loads. Yeah. She's gorgeous. Look at her. Look at her pictures. So many labels. It's just categories, yeah. Each to their own. Why are you jealous, Space Cat? Yeah, exactly. I respect everybody for the person. I don't care what you are or what you've done. It's this pride thing as well, and it's this celebrating of it. You're making it's like look at me, but I don't want to look at you for that. I want to see you as a person, I haven't seen your, Space Cat, but I bet you are, love. I don't know what you look like. How can I call you a hottie? I can call you a hottie, but I don't know what you look like. So it's a genuine problem for people. Yeah, it is. It is genuine. It is genuine. And I know I was thinking that smiley hedgehog tattoo. I know. What was I going to say? I was thinking about this. There are genuine cases, but I do also believe that it's become this social thing. I know you are, Nikki. They're awesome. It's become a social thing now, hasn't it? Let's just admit this. And there's more than was ever normal, as in you had a small percentage, and now it's become much bigger. But why is that? We have to think why. What is happening to make children want to do this? And I don't believe in children having anything like life-changing or hormones. I don't agree with that. I think they should come out of that. They should become 21. I think 21, even 18. If you're a male, you're not fully grown till you're 21. That's what I think anyway. Hedgehog tattoo, too many pricks. But I think that people are scared to talk about it because of the stigma. And I think that's wrong. I think I welcome all views. As long as no one's actually horrible to somebody, then I welcome all views. And if somebody was horrible to you on here, I would kick them out. She's over 60. No. I'm a hottie, but age 13. 13 years since my profile pic, Nikki. You've gone again. I can't see you. Mark Dalton is throwing Izzy. Right. Mark Dolan. Something about him. And gone.
The truth is, we're here for everyone. People are coming to us in their numbers across all political colours.
They didn't sack Mark Stein. That was another misconception put out by people on YouTube. Adult male brain. He's 25. I thought it was 21. I'm older than 25, but I'm still a teenager in my brain. Each their own. Just don't ram it. Yeah, exactly. Don't ram it. That's all. I'm a 42. Okay. Oh, I missed that again. Hello, Brett. Hello, mate. How you doing? Big up, Brett. You always stream at silly time. If I wake up in the night, which I often do because I don't sleep very well, I wake up, I always pop in and say hello. Yes, more to story. Yeah, he's talking about Dan Wooton. I'm that old, I walk into a room. No, you're not. You're lovely. Right, okay. Anyway, that's enough for that because people get really offended and emotive. And I found that the most people that get offended tend to be the people who aren't transgender. That's what I don't get. They get offended on behalf of people. People are getting offended for people getting offended. And it's just everyone's offended. It's like, who's over 60? I don't know anymore. I'm lost. It doesn't, Paula. Especially when it's done in the way it's being done. You can do it slowly. You can mix people into a new culture. You can't just bring theirs in and just expect everyone just to get on. It's just not how humans work. I made a comment on the Sky News post and oh my God. Oh yeah, I know. I can imagine. No, it don't. Yeah, exactly. You is cool, bruv. In it though. Right then, we're going to wrap it up now. Who's 67? Blackjack. Wow. You be you and let me be me. Yeah, exactly. Just everyone's entitled to their own opinions as long as it's within reason. But I am shocked about this. And if Dan Wooton doesn't come back, we know it's a setup. Kelly, would you ever let me interview you? I can't at the moment. Oh, sorry. I'm just reading this. Hang on a minute. Sorry. Can't at the moment. I've got a legal case. 23-year-old woman. Oh, when you were 12. Wow. Oh, darling. I bet you've. Wow. I did, yeah, Rhoda. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, my love. Oh, I don't, you know what? I don't look well. I've just looked at myself in the mirror. My eyes don't look right either. Still don't feel well. Yeah, that's awful. That is really bad. Crazy hair. Look, what's it doing? I don't know what it's doing today. I got blown away in the wind. Will you still need me? Will you stay feed me when I'm 64? Right then. So it is. You can see I'm not very well. Look, I'm all puffy here. My nose is swollen. I've got a spot, which I get when I'm poorly, and my glands are up. Yeah, I need to go and get him ready for bed. Actually, it's gone 9 o'clock, so he's late for bed. That's the song. Yeah, he's doing all right. He's gone back on Fortnite, and his hand's swollen up again. So I've told him off, and he's. How can I contact you? Drop me an email, darling. Someone pop my email address in, please. I'm 64, says Anthony. Do you like my garden light? Ah, me shopping, me man's here. That's who was ringing me. Miocado man's here. Oh, thank you, Jane. Jane's a darling. Right then, guys, I'm going to go. Miocado man's here. I'm going to get something to eat. I'm going to get Jack ready for bed. And I'm going to go. I'm probably going to put some more. Oh, well, thank you very much, Space Cat Love. Curious to know when we feel about Loza Fox's comments about a journalist. Apparently said he didn't think she was very attractive. I don't, Sky. I've looked into it and it's like £90 every 3 months. I just can't afford a PO box. But I do have an Amazon wish list, which is the only way I can do it. I'm just looking at chat. I'm looking down there because chat is down there for me. So when I'm looking down there, I don't mean to be rude. Penny is a good detective, says Anthony. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to rest now. I've got a stream tomorrow night. Going back to that, I think it was disgusting what he said, right? Was it suitable for TV? No. But Dan Wooton should not have been suspended, and Lawrence Fox should have been suspended but not sacked, and just told, listen, get yourself in order. You're always coming on here bladdered. You know? Yeah. So tomorrow night, I've got a Curious News set up on the other channel. I'll see how I feel. If I'm feeling too rotten, I'll move it to Friday. It wasn't Dan's fault, Smiley. I agree. Take care, Rachel, love. Why don't you do stream where we each ask you questions? That would be really good, Angela. If I didn't think people would want to ask me anything. Oh, well, thank you very much, Truss. I'm in the UK and open to talking, but no public stuff. Okay, sweetheart. Send me an email. I promise you I will not say anything. Do you know the editor of GB News, who was Dan Wooton's best mate, left a few months ago, and I think that's what's happened. It's gone for now. Yeah, the only channels that I'm using now is this one and the Curious Bunny. But yeah, I'm not offended by what he said at all. I can see why she was offended. Thank you, Tone. But at the end of the day, it's this cancel culture. I don't agree with it. I can. Like I said to you before, Kelly. Kelly, where did you find me anyway? One of Russell Brand's exes, Sid. I love you, Sid, my brother, my bestie. I love you. One of Russell Brand's, I'll tell you how much. Hopefully next month, Smiley. Just bear with me, okay? As soon as I can, I will do it. Yeah. I could have it on my other channel now, but I don't really want them on to. So the person who contacted me told me about what happened to her. Got it. And I never actually repeated a thing. She went to the papers, and because it had never been out there before, she was managed to sell a story to the papers. Now, if I would have gone out there and told everyone, she would have lost that. And you know, she needed that for herself. I'm not going to go into details, but for a family. And I don't judge her for that, right? But I could have blown it by telling everybody what she told me, but I didn't. And then it's out now anyway. So it's in the papers. Basically, it was in the Sunday Sun, I think. He gave her an STD, and at one point she thought she couldn't have children because of it. And he also threw a lamp across the room at her and stuff. So, but that's just an example, Kelly, of if someone tells me something in private, I don't say anything. It was just one of his exes. She got in touch with me. I think she said she's been watching me for a while. Hello, Vicky. I have to have it. Yeah, I'm going to have something to eat. Get Jack ready for bed. I am absolutely knackered. Oscar has been getting me up every night. Oh, thank you very much, Belvar. Jack's been sleeping fine. Jack's been sleeping straight through. Fancy Mike in Penzance. Well, I've got a fancier one coming soon from one of the subscribers. It's dead posh. You guys really helped me with my hobby. I couldn't do it without you. Bye all. Take care, Linda. Don't know who Kelly is. No, Kelly isn't the Russell Brand ex. Kelly's just coming tonight. She's got a channel, so she's real. Take care, Bev, my love. How you doing? Right then. He's okay. He's just a silly troll. Some trolls can be quite funny. Exactly, Gary. And all I ever get is, oh, well, thank you, Julie, love. We've got a few CVs coming now. I troll for Trump, says Joss. Right, me man's here now anyway, me Ocado man. Let the rumours commence. Take care, everybody. Lots of love. Oh, I hopefully see you tomorrow night. Oh, are you Brooklyn's mom? Oh, is that a hedgehog on your picture? I can't work out what it is. Right, no night, Linz. Right, take care. Thank you. I've got a stream set up for tomorrow night. It's to be confirmed, all right? I hope you've enjoyed the stream and the news, and I'll see you all hopefully tomorrow. If you're not subbed to the Curious Bunny, I love you more. Free speech. I love that lady. If you're not subbed to the Curious Bunny, that's where, is it a puppet smoke? Oh, okay. I'll be on that one tomorrow night or Friday night, one or the other. Take care. Bye.